Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to this edition of the ET Now Rise with India podcast. I'm your host Rohit. This morning, policy and TCS will dominate business headlines. Keep an eye on the real estate shares as well, which were on fire. But first, the headlines. UK blinks as it rolls back its mandatory quarantine for Indians coming in. The US has reached a deal to avoid government shutdown for now, and the Wall Street is kicked about it. TPG is talking to Tatas to invest about $1 billion in the EV division of Tata Motors. NCLAT gives time to Z to file response in the Invesco case. TCS kicks off earnings season today and markets will digest the fine prints of the MPC. And DIIs continue to be net buyers in the stock markets, with Nifty Realty clocking its highest level in a decade. In a big respite for Indians flying to UK, the mandatory quarantine has been abolished starting Monday, October 11th. India had recently imposed reciprocity by announcing mandatory 10-day quarantine for British passport holders coming to India. Government will start granting tourist visas to foreigners wanting to come to India on chartered flights with effect from October 15th. Those travelling to India on flights other than chartered aircraft would be able to do so from November 15th. The Bombay High Court has dismissed the writ petition filed by the promoter of SREI Group against RBI's move to supersede the board. Court observed that it is not inclined to entertain the matter further as there was no merit in it. Power Minister R.K. Singh told the Economic Times that coal stocks at power plants are beginning to improve as monsoon retreats, and the focus will now be on meeting the demand expected next summer. He said India will not shy away from building more coal-based power plants if needed for energy security. The Supreme Court has asked Uttar Pradesh government to produce the FIR in Lakhimpur Kheri incident where Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra's son is alleged to have mowed down farmers protesting against farm laws. US stocks ended higher as Senate lawmakers reached a deal on a short-term debt limit extension, thus putting off a government default for a couple of months. Any temporary deal should reduce debt ceiling-related volatility in the market. Tesla is moving its headquarters to Austin, Texas from Silicon Valley. CEO Elon Musk made this announcement during the annual shareholder meeting in the Austin area where Tesla is building a factory. The CIA has confirmed having established a new mission center focused on China after a major review ordered earlier in the year by CIA Director Bill Burns. This move expands intelligence gathering against what many US officials call a multi-pronged threat from Beijing. Pfizer and BioNTech have asked regulators to clear their COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 to 11 years old, which could make the shot potentially available to millions of youngsters in a matter of weeks. Back home, the consolidation of past few days may be getting over as we held on to early gains to end higher. We have now ended higher for 3 out of 4 days. Nifty Realty rallied over 6% to trade at highest in over a decade. The index could now enter a new phase of volatility as earnings kick off today with TCS numbers and policy fine print will be out this morning. FIS net sold shares worth about 1,750 crore rupees while DIIs net bought shares worth about 2,500 crore rupees. The Reserve Bank is poised to leave its key interest rate unchanged for an 8th straight meeting to support growth. However, it could signal readiness to unwind some pandemic-era stimulus to tackle inflation concerns. The big takeaway could be any move to balance liquidity overhang, including trimming the bond buying program. Let's talk about some of the active stocks this morning. Top IT company TCS is set to post a 3 to 5% QOQ rise in revenue growth for the September quarter. One analyst said the main focus will remain gaining market share and it will continue to benefit from consolidation. Some see margins rising slightly as headwinds of wages will be offset by revenue growth and optimization. The NCLAT has said that Z should be given more time to file its response in the case filed by Invesco. The tribunal said NCLAT committed an error in not granting reasonable and sufficient time to Z to file a reply. Private equity group TPG is in advanced discussions with the Tatas to invest up $1 billion or more in the EV division of Tata Motors, according to a news report in the Economic Times. TPG's $1 billion investment, which could even go up to $1.5 billion, values the EV division at $8 to $9 billion. Tatas are also talking to some sovereign wealth funds to come on board either separately or as a consortium. Piramal Enterprises has okayed the restructuring to demerge financial services and pharma operations into two separate listed entities. The pharma business will be consolidated under Piramal Pharma, and PHL Finvest will be amalgamated with Piramal Enterprises to create a larger listed NBFC. That's all from my end. We'll be back again on Monday. This is your host Rohit signing off. Goodbye and take care.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.